There is a habit that almost no one talks about, yet it has the power to change the way people see you, the way you react to life, and the way you move through the world. It is not loud, it is not flashy, it doesn't require talent, wealth, or connections. In fact, most people overlook it because it seems almost too simple. But the Stoics believed that mastering this one habit could make a person mentally unbreakable. Before we dive into it, take a moment and think about this question. When life becomes difficult, do you control your mind, or does your mind control you? If this topic interests you and you want to learn how ancient Stoic wisdom can sharpen your mind and strengthen your character, consider subscribing to the channel. This channel is dedicated to exploring powerful ideas from Stoicism and applying them to modern life. And while you're watching, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to know, what habit do you believe makes someone mentally strong? Now let's talk about the Stoic habit that makes a person truly dangerous. The habit is simple: control over your reactions. In Stoic philosophy, the greatest power a person can develop is not the power to control others, but the power to control themselves. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote repeatedly in his personal journal about this. He reminded himself every day that events themselves are not what disturb us. What disturbs us are our judgments about those events. Think about that for a moment. Two people can experience the exact same situation, yet react in completely different ways. One becomes angry, anxious, and overwhelmed. The other remains calm, thoughtful, and focused. The difference is not the situation. The difference is the mind. This is where the Stoic habit begins. Most people live their lives reacting automatically to everything that happens around them. Someone criticizes them and they immediately feel offended. Something goes wrong and they instantly feel frustration. A plan fails and they feel defeated. But the Stoics trained themselves to create a small space between the event and their reaction. In that space lies power. When something happens, the Stoic pauses. Instead of reacting immediately, they ask themselves a simple question: is this within my control? If the answer is no, they let it go. If the answer is yes, they act with clarity and discipline. This habit may sound simple, but in practice, it is incredibly rare. Most people spend their lives allowing external circumstances to control their emotions. Their mood depends on other people. Their confidence depends on praise. Their motivation depends on feeling inspired. The Stoic refuses to live this way. Instead, they build a mind that cannot easily be shaken. Imagine how powerful that becomes in the real world. When everyone else panics, the Stoic remains calm. When others argue and react emotionally, the Stoic observes and responds with reason. When people waste energy on anger and complaints, the Stoic focuses on action. This is why the Stoics believe that emotional discipline is a form of strength. It creates a person who cannot easily be manipulated. Think about how often people try to provoke reactions from others. A rude comment, an insult, criticism, or negativity. Many people immediately react and give away their emotional energy. But when someone meets a Stoic mind, something different happens. The Stoic does not react impulsively. They do not allow their emotions to be controlled by someone else's behavior. They remain steady. And this is where the word dangerous begins to make sense. Not dangerous in the sense of aggression or harm, but dangerous in the sense of independence. A person who controls their reactions becomes extremely difficult to influence. They cannot easily be provoked. They cannot easily be distracted. They cannot easily be discouraged. That is a rare kind of strength. At this point in the video, I'd like to ask you something. Have you ever met someone who seemed completely calm under pressure? Someone who never appeared rattled by problems or criticism? If so, write Stoic mind in the comments. It's interesting to see how many people recognize this trait in others. The Stoics believed this kind of mental discipline could be trained every day through small practices. One of those practices is simple observation. When something frustrating happens, instead of reacting immediately, observe your thoughts. Notice how the mind wants to jump to conclusions. Notice how emotions try to take control. Then pause. That pause is the training ground of Stoicism. With time, you begin to realize that many things that once disturbed you are actually insignificant. A delayed plan, a negative opinion, a small inconvenience. These things feel important in the moment, but when you step back, they lose their power. The Stoic habit teaches you to respond with perspective. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that most things people worry about will not matter in a week, a month, or a year, and yet people allow those small things to control their entire day. Imagine the advantage of someone who refuses to give their energy away so easily. Another powerful aspect of this Stoic habit is emotional independence. Many people unconsciously depend on external validation. They want approval, praise, recognition, or agreement. When they receive it, they feel confident. When they don't, their confidence disappears. The Stoics warned against this. They believed that a stable mind should not depend on the opinions of others. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or refusing to learn. It means understanding that your character and actions matter more than how others judge you. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, explained this idea clearly. He said that if you seek approval from everyone, you will become a servant to their opinions. But if you focus on your principles instead, you become free. Freedom of mind is one of the most powerful things a person can develop. When your reactions are under your control, you are no longer pulled in different directions by every situation. Instead, you move with intention. You choose your actions. You choose your focus. You choose your response. And over time, people begin to notice this difference. They notice that you do not react to gossip or negativity. They notice that you remain calm during pressure. They notice that you continue moving forward even when things become difficult. This kind of mental stability creates respect. It also creates influence, because when people see someone who is not controlled by emotions or circumstances, they begin to trust that person's judgment. Right now, take a second to reflect on your own life. Are there situations where you react too quickly? Are there moments where frustration or anger takes control? Everyone experiences these moments. The Stoics were not perfect either. What made them different was their commitment to training the mind. They treated the mind the same way an athlete treats the body, through daily practice, small corrections, constant awareness. And over time, those small improvements create powerful results. By the way, if you're enjoying this exploration of Stoic philosophy so far, let me know in the comments what topic you'd like to see next. And if you find value in these ideas, subscribing to the channel helps support more content like this. Now let's talk about another important aspect of the Stoic habit. Focus. Modern life is filled with distractions, news, opinions, social media, constant notifications. The mind is pulled in countless directions every day. The Stoics believed that a strong mind must guard its attention carefully. Where your attention goes, your life follows. If your attention is constantly consumed by negativity, conflict, and comparison, your mind becomes restless and unstable. But if you choose where to place your attention, something powerful happens. You begin to regain control over your thoughts, and that control shapes your actions. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that the quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. That insight remains just as true today. Many people spend years trying to change their external circumstances, but they rarely train their internal perspective. The Stoics reversed this approach. They focused first on mastering their inner world, because when your mind becomes disciplined, your actions naturally improve. You make better decisions. You stay consistent. You avoid emotional traps. You move forward with clarity. This is why Stoicism has remained influential for over 2,000 years. It offers a practical framework for building mental strength in a chaotic world. But like any habit, this one requires patience. You will not become completely calm or disciplined overnight. There will still be moments of frustration, doubt, or distraction. The difference is that you become aware of those reactions faster. You catch them sooner, you correct them, and gradually the habit becomes natural. You start responding instead of reacting. You start thinking before judging. You start focusing on what truly matters. Over time, this creates a mind that is both calm and powerful, a mind that cannot easily be shaken by circumstances. And in a world where many people are constantly overwhelmed by emotions and distractions, that kind of mind stands out. It becomes steady, focused, independent, and yes, in a certain sense, dangerous, because a person who has mastered themselves becomes incredibly difficult to control. Before we finish, I'd like to leave you with one final question. What would change in your life if you trained yourself to pause before reacting? How many conflicts could be avoided? How many mistakes could be prevented? How much energy could be saved? The Stoics believed that mastering your reactions is one of the most valuable skills a person can develop. It allows you to move through life with clarity instead of chaos. If this message resonated with you, feel free to share your thoughts below. What is one situation where staying calm made a difference in your life? And if you'd like to continue exploring ancient wisdom for modern minds, consider subscribing to the channel. There are many more ideas from Stoic philosophy that can help strengthen your mindset and sharpen your perspective. Remember, the most powerful habit is not controlling the world around you. It is learning to control the mind within you.